Welcome back to The Last of Us Remastered. So, yeah, Hunters decided to assault Tommy's camp, so let's see if we can help him defend it.
You know, if this were Resident Evil, that would be a class of zombie hunters.
Well,
Yeah, every time the screen goes to black and white whenever you're engaging your detective mode, I keep thinking because I've been thinking about LA Noir
I
recently
was about to say, yeah.
because the remaster's out soon. I keep thinking Joel's about to die or something.
Anyway, yeah. Well, Jova, it makes sense considering, unlike Resident Evil, it makes sense for this game to also have human opponents, considering one of the themes of the story is how the apocalypse shows humankind's true colors.
Unlike Resident Evil, this is actually kind of scary.
Hey,
Resident
Resident Evil can be
plenty
Have you played
spooky.
Resident Evil 7?
Well, I'm talking about the other games. I haven't seen much of 7 yet.
Well, Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3 can be pretty dang spooky.
Really, with all the Nam dialogue in there?
Well, well, see,
Well,
Jova, see,
aside
yeah,
from
no,
that-
well, see, the thing
Product
is,
of its time.
the thing, yeah, the thing about the first 3 Resident Evil games is that they came out at a time. Hold on, I'll explain. They came out at a time when zombies were not the cliche that they are now. So at the time, for kids who weren't used to having horror elements in their games, it could be really frightening. The problem is that, yeah, of course, obviously by today's standards, it's incredibly tame.
I'll be quite
that-
honest, though, the
I
remake,
really-
though.
Also, though, I don't really get the for its time thing. Halloween came out in 1978, and that was more scary, and that had a guy wearing a William Shatner mask.
Well,
Honestly,
yeah, of course. What is it? But Halloween is a horror movie masterpiece. Obviously, it's going to hold up a lot better than Resident Evil.
And I will say that if you don't care for the original Resident Evil, the remake actually does a lot better job of being legit scary.
Yeah.
Like, again. We're gonna get Resident Evil remake every now and then, so that helps out. However, I will say that Resident Evil 3, even with its NARM at times acting, has overall good enough acting, and trust me, the music does help setting up the tone. However, if you want to hear scary tunes, just steer clear of the basement theme from the director's cut of Resident Evil.
Actually, I was actually going to recommend that one.
But lives, that's like the antithesis. That is like the...
No, Trevor, it's scary in a different way. It's scary how no one managed to pick up the guy was a fraud.
Yes, the guy who pretended he was deaf.
You know, he was deaf, he just claimed he wrote the songs when he didn't.
Yep, that's right. Like, seriously. That was just... It's like
You
if
know-
the parents from Charlie Brown were having an orgy or something.
You know,
Uh.
I'm trying to imagine I've always wanted to try and implement that song into an editing bit, but I can never think of the right scenario.
Oh, shit. Oh, that's okay. I'll just put a bandage on my arm.
You know...
I've been shot in the chest, don't worry, I'll put a bandage on my arm.
Oh, you think that's something? Wait till you see Resident Evil 7, where everything can be solved with good old alcohol.
Yeah. Oh, shit. I've just been stabbed in the chest. It's okay. I'll just pour some alcohol on my arm. All better.
Yeah, there's one thing I love about Resident Evil 7 is that it's got a good balance of humor to go with its scares.
There isn't any Nami dialogue there too, is there?
No.
It
Resident
depends on
Evil.
what you
The new
consider
Resident Evil game is
dialogue.
written very much like a modern horror movie.
Which makes sense considering the writer is, well, in the first for the Resident Evil series, I think the guy who wrote Seven's plot is a Western guy.
Yeah, I'll be quite honest. Starting with Resident Evil 3, the games were definitely legitimately terrifying.
Yeah,
That's
it's-
not to say that the original Resident Evil 1 and 2 weren't. It's just Resident Evil 1 and 2, the original versions, are definitely the most held back by...
Yeah,
shall
Resident
we
Evil.
say their...
Sorry. Yeah, Resident Evil 7 is basically channeling James Wan. The
Or
typ-
stuff like Saw and The Conjuring and Insidious.
Mhm.
Yeah, in terms
Well,
of
okay,
fear
the Insidious films he directed.
Yeah. In terms of fear factor, Resident Evil 3 runs on Zombie Apocalypse along with pretty much their take on the Terminator. Resident Evil 4 actually has pretty good enough graphics, voice acting, and whatnot to help it be spooky. Resident Evil 5 will definitely be more action-packed, definitely has a lot of enemies that will be terrified. And Resident Evil 6... never mind.
The less be said about that game, the better.
Pedro, it's funny you mentioned James Wan, because in a few of his horror films, the cinematographer in a few of his films is the same guy who directed Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
How interesting. But yeah, you know.
So I guess maybe the guy's a better cinematographer than he is a director.
One thing I've never gotten is how gosh dang popular Resident Evil 4 is. Like, I know that game's good, but god dang, people practically kiss the ground that game walks on.
I don't. My problem
And to think, we wouldn't have had Resident Evil 4 the way it was if we didn't have a director of Capcom's movies.
My problem,
Like the Street Fighter movies, and of course... Let us never get Mortal Kombat. But also the Resident Evil movie. Yeah, how about that? The same guy who did the Street Fighter movies also did the Resident Evil movie.
Hey, Jova?
Yes?
And when it comes to the Mortal Kombat movie, are you like me, who, not being a Mortal Kombat fan, I didn't really get what was going on most of the time, as I was just bored for most of it?
Actually, I think Job is a bit more familiar with the Mortal Kombat characters, aren't you, Job?
I'm a bit more familiar with them, yeah. I mean, I'm not like a big Mortal Kombat fan, but I do get what's going on with them.
Take a go.
Yeah, like I said, the problem with the first...
prefers the sequel, because the sequel actually recognized what a bad movie it was, so it just went with the flow. The first one painfully tried to be taken seriously.
The problem with the first movie is that it can only really be the only way you're going to comprehend what's going on is if you're a Mortal Kombat fan, because the movie doesn't explain a goddamn thing to newcomers.
Yeah, how about that? The sequel is actually the better starting point. Ain't that some cred?
Not really. The sequel doesn't explain anything either. However, unlike the first movie, the sequel is actually really, really hilarious.
Exactly. That's why the sequel's more accessible.
What's hilarious, right from the first minute you see the main characters, like, why is Christopher Lambert turned into some guy?
Not just that, but
Christopher Lambert had really crud luck.
Not just that, but the actor playing Shao Kahn. Earth is under attack, and it is glorious!
And who could ever forget the ever famous, "My mother, she's vanishing." No, she's just spinning around, honey.
Not just that, but no, cutscene now. Alright, turns out everybody's safe.
Boy, Ellie is the best of luck. She just manages to be in the right place for each of these.
Alright, so now we're gonna get a particular sequence that will lead into one of my personal favorite cutscenes in the game.
Don't spoil the story.
He sees.
Even though Tommy's still a bit angry about whatever happened between the two, at the end of the day, he's still his brother, so he's still gonna help him out.
And I guess seeing the way that he cares for Ellie convinced him.
I don't think it's so much that; it's more so the fact that remember. What Joel suffered through 20 years ago. I'm guessing he wants to just take Ellie off his hands so that he doesn't have to worry about it. Anyway, the point is, they're discussing Ellie's future, but like Joel just said to her, like, don't worry, we're just deciding what to do.
Of course, Tommy's wife isn't too happy about him possibly risking his life because, well, there's a lot of widows.
Yeah, it's not. This is not. This. Don't worry.
But what if he acts stupid of his own accord? Is that on me too?
It's a wife, Dwebs. It's just...
Trust me, Dwebs. When you have someone you love that much in your life, you may not see the best of reason whenever that loved one comes in the way.
Let me guess. He does something stupid and then the wife still...
No, Dwebs. Nothing's going to happen to Tommy. Don't worry.
Something stupid is gonna happen, but
Not to Tommy.
Like I said, I
Again,
disagree,
remember, my memory's a bit poor. I can't really remember.
I disagree, Shiroi, but I'll explain why I like that when we get to it.
and
Is
I'll
it later?
explain why. I'll explain why I don't.
Sure.
Is it later in? Is it later in this part?
No,
It's
no,
the
no.
ending
The
we're
ending.
talking about, Dubs.
Oh, the ending. Yeah.
Oh
right.
no, I'm not talking about.
Oh, wait, you're talking about something else?
Oh, what is it then?
I don't think that happens in the end. I'm not quite sure.
All right. So what is it then?
PM it to me.
Well, Dwebs.
We've all seen the game.
We've all seen the
Something
game. So
stupid Joel decides to do.
Again, is that the
Something
ending?
really fucking stupid.
I mean, the only thing I
Does
can.
it involve, does it involve Ellie?
the only
involves
this.
a moral decision.
Okay. I
Well,
think
but that's the ending, Shiroi. That's the ending.
That is the ending. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, you'll see. But like I said, I'll
I
talk
have
about.
things to say.
I'll talk
Yeah.
about that when we get to it. But the
Yeah.
point
Again,
is,
all I'll say before we move on is that that Danny Dyer film was way worse than this, but I think it had a better ending.
Yeah, I will say like this: it's definitely one of those endings that you can definitely tell they were banking on there being a sequel.
not just that. Like I still really like what they did in terms of theme. But like I said, I'll explain
My
better.
Little Pony.
Hey, who'd have thought that would actually be popular? Someone said it's got its own theatrical movie.
Anyway, to get back to what's actually going on screen right now.
Hey, Beyond Two Souls, this is how you do riding up a road in the. No scripting.
That too, yeah.
Does it control well?
It does, yeah. Well, it
looks like it looks a little bit.
No. Oh, trust me.
too fast.
There's it like it's in typical Naughty Dog fashion. It feels like you're actually riding a horse because the horse.
Have you ever ridden a horse, Twix?
The horse
Yeah, I
never.
have.
The horse doesn't like it doesn't feel like just a generic vehicle that just happens to have a character model of a horse. It feels like you're actually trying to commandeer a natural living being. So the controls are really good for that in terms of making you feel like you're actually riding a horse. But anyway,
Yes, you're right. I have ridden the horse.
Okay.
Was it fun?
to get back to what it's actually going on screen right now.
A little bit. Go on.
Hey, what's
Ellie ran away. So Joel and Tommy are trying to see if they can find her.
Let me guess. She ran away because she knows that Joel's planning to foist her off to Tom.
Not just that, yeah, but remember the last part when we've been foreshadowing this. Well, Ellie is a
Yep,
bit.
She does not do well with abandonment.
Not just that, but she also doesn't like when Joel just makes these decisions without her.
Ah!
And we're gonna get, like I said, one of my favorite scenes in the game when we find Ellie.
Great. Hunter territory. Ha, fool. You tried to charge the Naughty Dog AI.
Not. Jokes on you. I've got a Naughty Dog AI partner.
Exactly.
They're
It's like, yeah, running right at the AI partner in a Naughty Dog game, that's one of the dumbest moves a mook can make. Whoa! He just teleported over to us.
Well, it's a good thing he missed. All right. Oh, there he is. All right. It's gonna be hard hitting him from here. There we go. I think I got him.
Only if we had something to... Ah!
Oh shit! All right, gotta take care of that guy with the Molotov cocktails.
There's a perfectly good box of ammo there.
Yep, just got
There
it.
you go.
Let's
But I wouldn't
go.
give her a flare gun to counteract that Molotov cocktail.
Unfortunately, because of the state of the world, it's not. Oh, there's another one.
I get the feeling they're mad about us rebuffing them earlier.
These hunters are very territorial, and they also take revenge on killed comrades, as you'll see eventually when you get to the winter arc.
Yep.
In fact, if I remember correctly, this part is actually the end of the fall arc. Yeah, it is.
Well,
Or is
Yes,
it? Oh, actually, no,
I
never mind. Never mind. I was thinking ahead of myself. Never mind. All right, asshole.
Oh, good, a medical kit.
Fuck.
Just what I needed.
All right, so there's one there, and all right. There we go. I think I got him.
Gunfire, explosions, excitement.
There we go. Shotgun.
Shotgun.
Where's Pinstripe with his Tommy gun?
That's
when you need...
That guy's got the best body armor ever. Jesus. Die, you piece of shit!
Jeez, how many shots could you take?
He's Superman.
He's wearing multiple layers of body armor.
He came
Yeah.
prepared for this day. He's probably just knocked out and not even dead.
Yeah.
There's a difference between mostly dead and all dead. Please open his mouth. All right. Before we go, let's check if there's anything useful here.
Hey, Pedro, can you
Yes.
imagine if this game did something like Ride to Hell Retribution and then said, all enemies in the area are dead, only for you to find out, no, they're actually quite well and alive and shooting for you.
Well,
Goody.
remember that game was coded by monkeys.
I'm still looking forward to our commentary of that game.
You know what's sad though?
What?
That game was actually made in the UK.
Yeah. What
From
happened?
a team from Newcastle upon Tyne as
We're
well,
not proud of it.
and from the same guys who made the Pimp My Ride game.
We're not proud of it.
No, you Technics are not exactly. They're not exactly. They're not exactly. I don't think they're even modern day Rare. Mine classic Rare.
It's like
At least modern day Rare's games are coded properly.
It's like Ride to Hell Retribution was a game so bad that at some point it said that they actually tried to pay people on Steam to get that game. As in, oh. And I don't just mean it in the bribery sense. I mean in the sense that it was sold at a discount of over 100%.
So I
they
could
gave
have
it
been.
away.
They
could've
tried. No. They didn't just
Could
give
have
it
been
away,
paid
people.
to get that game.
Yep. You would actually for one of the only times in Steam you would actually get paid for getting a game, and yet it still bombed its sales. They could not pay people enough to buy the game. It was that terrible. Well,
But again,
They had to
though,
they had to not only buy it for the people but also give them money.
Well, sure, right, let's
but
just-
what
yeah.
baffles me most is that they were given another project after Pimp My Ride.
how was Pimp My Ride?
From what I hear, it was god awful.
Yeah, with a name like that.
Yeah.
Remember
The
Pimp?
show wasn't
Remember,
that good either.
well, Pimp
it
My
was
Ride
part
was
of the show.
Pimp My Ride was essentially here. I need my car jacked up. Here, have a giant sound system on it that will probably
Make my
Called
car
you to
look
have a-
absolutely ridiculous.
Hey, dude,
That's
where's
all
my
there
car?
is
Where's
to
the
the
car?
game.
yeah. I put a sound system on my car that'll probably cause me to get a noise or reduction order.
Oh, so you seen that movie, Pedro?
I haven't actually
Pimp
seen
My
it,
Ride
but I
TV
remember
show.
seeing it on video stores.
Uh,
No, Pimp My Ride was a TV series.
I was
Yeah,
asking
also
about the
in
movie Hey
MTV.
Dude, Where's My Car?
So there you go. We
Oh.
found where she went. She went to this house.
She went here
Jeez, Ellie, how did you make it all the way out here without getting caught?
to the Hidden Pines Carnival. So
You mean Wayward Pines?
yeah, Willard Pine, and you don't. I know I'm not going to make a Gravity Falls joke.
Oh, okay. Thought you were referencing something else. Never mind then.
Nah, I'm not making. I'm not going to do a Gravity Falls joke. I am beyond that.
Ha 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 ha. ha.
Oh, Jova could do it instead.
She's hiding from you. She might not answer.
Oh, never mind.
Well, it's a
she's
pretty crap
fine.
Hydra if
I-
she told him where she
Yeah,
was.
she just did.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, like Tommy said,
Oh, what are you doing?
I'm
Right, Ellie, I'm
searching.
going to close my eyes
I'm
and
so-
count to 10.
I'm searching the house for loot.
Marco.
Just a moment, Ellie. I'll talk to you after I loot these people's house.
Well-
they might come back, you know.
Business be
I find that hard to
business.
believe.
You never know. Someone might have thought they forgot to turn their stove on.
Or off.
Yeah, off that too. Yeah, that's actually kind of more deadly. You don't forget what I said.
Not to mention, we're gonna have another duel with hunters after the cutscene anyway, so it's a good idea to do this
Oh,
first.
it's a
I haven't-
comic.
I
Another
haven't
Savage
used this stove
Starlight.
since I was 2 years old.
I love how we also have the actual Dark Horse Comics brand there for the sake of.
Wow.
0 point, just like that comic.
And you can actually read it if you want to.
Yeah, but basically, since we cannot, obviously, since you cannot read the whole thing, instead you can read the synopsis that's at the back of the cover.
I thought it was going to be like in, in Quantum Break, where you can actually get the full script of something.
God.
Ellie, I know you're in some kid's room.
Hey, if Quantum Break ever makes it onto PS4, and yes, audience, that is apparently a possibility now, I wonder if I could show some of those pits to Shiori during share play.
It just boggles my mind that I
Hold on,
may
Joe,
very
but we're gonna
well-
get the scene now. Well,
This is a really big house.
after this, this is typical American house, Shiori.
bathroom.
Anyway,
Yeah, way bigger than the oven.
all right.
Of course, Ellie's in the room at the end of the hall.
It's one of my favorite scenes in the game here.
Yes.
Hey, you never know. Picking the right clothes may decide whether or not you get laid.
But in a David Cage world,
Oh,
that
you go.
doesn't matter.
Oops.
Admit that you wanted to get rid of me the whole time.
You're dodging.
Stop with the bullshit. What are you so afraid of? That I'm gonna end up like Sam? I can't get infected. I can take care of myself.
Sam.
Seem to be doing all right so far.
And now you'll be doing even better with Tommy.
Not hurting me.
What?
Uh-uh.
Ellie?
But she's not wrong.
I have lost people too.
You sure about that?
Yeah,
Well,
she's answering.
Apocalypse.
Or left me.
Yep.
Everyone fucking except for you.
You know, in a way,
Yeah.
that's kind of worse than losing someone because they died. When someone leaves you on their own choice, that stings.
Yeah.
So yeah, Ellie doesn't want to separate from Joel because she like she said, he's the only one who's never abandoned her or died on her.
Could have fooled me to look at you in the sequel. About
No, well.
that.
Yeah, we're going our separate ways. 1 second later, wait, no, we're not.
That's not 1 second later. They have the time to mellow out.
It was literally 1 second later.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the hunters. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And now
Say,
Tommy said,
okay.
no, we're not.
Yeah, we're going our separate ways. Well, nope. Kind of makes that scene a little...
It's hilarious in hindsight.
It loses a little bit of its impact.
I disagree. I mean, well, consider again, Dwebs.
I mean,
The
I feel
hunters
like
are
it-
after us. What do you expect?
I wouldn't say that it loses its impact, dudes. I'd say it's just more so a funny little quirk.
But it'd be like if, say, a character died, and then the guy says, we're going to have to go on alone. Oh, wait, no, I'm not dead.
I fail to see how that's a fair comparison, but whatever.
Also, one of those hunters was
I don't
moving like he was
understand
infected.
I was just trying to make
Also,
a
go
point.
Tom!
No, it's okay. I just don't agree.
Hunter? I love how that hunter didn't even try to shoot Tom.
There we go.
Maybe he knows that Tom is such an expert. And
God.
it was terrible.
Aha, I got you. Oh shit, he's the AI partner.
Yeah, yeah. What if you shot him? Yeah. Aha, I got you.
Ha!
Oh.
Joke's on you. I'm the AI partner. I can't die.
But I'm not an AI. Oh crap!
All right, let's try getting him from the back. There you go.
Sleep.
If it was sleep, Joel would gas the guy from his wrists. Now you got me imagining Troy Baker playing the Green Goblin.
Well, hey, Troy Baker was able to do our Mark Hamill impression. A pretty dang good one for Arkham Origins.
Let's see.
Mind seeing him do a Willem Dafoe one.
Well, Troy Baker.
Also,
doing
Troy
that.
Baker can actually do a good.
It's my turn to use a Molotov cocktail.
He can
Troy
do a
Baker
good.
can actually imitate a good.
A good what?
He does a good voice for Autobot Jazz. That's all I'm gonna say. You know what I mean by that.
Come
From
on,
the way you were
asshole.
groaning, Joe, I thought you were going to say he does a very good.
Black guy voice.
Burn, baby, burn.
It's a black guy voice. I hate calling it that.
Well, that's how most people call it.
But Jova, don't you just love, for example, Chris Tucker's wonderful voice?
Depends.
Yeah, that's what we should call
Lee,
it from now.
Lee,
The
Joe,
Chris
come on,
Tucker voice.
Lee.
Hey. Sometimes Chris Tucker does give it a good performance, and I like him for
You like him for what? Sorry.
the Rush Hour movies.
Well, he was working alongside Jackie Chan on those.
Yeah, which helps with the balance immensely. That, and he has a character outside of his voice in those movies.
Well, we're probably not going to get another Rush Hour film, considering that those films as director.
Brett Ratner.
Yeah, he's apparently another one of those Lex.
Yep. Along with
Moving
Kevin
on.
Spacey.
That hurt me most of all. Kevin Spacey is a legit good actor, and now he's allegedly done those things.
Well, I think that's it for the Hunters.
We're clear. Yeah.
Are we really, though?
No, actually,
Welcome to
this time we actually are.
Jova, we're never free. We're riding free. Welcome to the sequel. Yeah.
I'm gonna ride. I'm riding free. Why do I remember these lyrics?
They're so cheesy.
True.
The horse, the horses look a hell of a lot better here.
This is a video
What
game.
a shock. A cheap DreamWorks Netflix TV show looking worse than a multi-million-dollar game.
Oh, there you go.
Skills.
There you go. See,
Oh.
now I forgot we have a quiet scene where Gus takes over and does the storytelling while they're having this ride back. That they're having time to mail out their thoughts, and there you go. Look at Joel there. I love the way Gus uses the guitar.
That's his. I think the only time he even wasn't there a score recently that had like no guitar in it from him.
I don't know.
I think that's like Book of Life.
There was plenty of guitar in his.
I love the Book of Life.
There was plenty of guitar in his Brokeback Mountain score.
Like it's not an incredible movie, but it's a really nice movie.
You mean Brokeback Mountain?
No, Book of Life.
Ah,
Book of Life is definitely a movie that its strongest point is its visuals.
So yeah, for the sake of Joel finally realized that he can't just do everything his way. He has to sometimes it has to be a two-way relationship. So he's gonna indulge Ellie this one time.
Aww. You're going to college.
We are indeed.
What?
However, Jova, this is going to be an completely empty college with no one in it.
College
Worst
is not
college
fun.
ever.
This is that.
Joel goes
Yeah,
back
that's.
to-
His wife, she's pregnant, right?
Yeah. Tommy's wife is.
That's what That's what The Last of Us Part 3 is going to be about. Joel going to college.
I can see it right now. Settle down now, Apocalypse. Class is in session.
By the way, I love this.
The
Hold on.
Last of
Hold on.
Us
This is a good joke for
Part
Joker.
A squirrel.
Hold on. Listen.
UFC? And the UEC, sorry.
Baseball is confusing.
No, they're talking about football.
Oh, is it football? Well, whatever. The point is football.
Which one,
The point is American.
American football, dude. It's the kind that we're introducing over now. And
I'm gonna cut off this part before we delve into another. This is true football.
Before it turns into a civil war.
Yeah, let's go.
See ya, everybody.
Civil War.
See ya, everybody.
See ya.
See ya.